27135, and I am from class KBA 2733B. Today I will be talking about the topic innovation from diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging research in implementable model for equitable talent acquisition and retention. The United States continues to face significant challenges in attaining truly equitable recruiting and staffing practice, even with a strong legal structure designed to prevent discrimination and assure equal opportunity in education and employment. When it comes to managing systematic issues related to diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging (DEIB), people from various minority backgrounds provide distinct viewpoints. Based on Nurul's theory of justice, this study integrates primary and secondary research to provide a workable, adaptable model for encouraging fair hiring and retention of talent. It recognizes that although the majority of hiring decisions are made with good intention and on the basis of merit, institutional challenges and unconscious prejudice frequently prevent equitable representation. As organizations become more aware of their obligation to create inclusive and discrimination-free workplace, a methodical, evidence-based approach is necessary to identify and change practice that restricts. DEI, or diversity, equity, and inclusion, involve multiple ideas that combine together to create fair and inclusive workplace. Diversity is idea emphasizes the range of traits that exist within a group, such as variation in socioeconomic background, race, ethnic, gender, age, religion, disability, sexual orientation, and life experience. In contrast to treating everyone equally, equity is about justice and fairness, making sure that everyone has the resources they need to achieve. This could mean adapting existing or resources to address differences according to specific situations. Having a varied group is only one aspect of inclusion. Another is deliberately fostering an atmosphere where everyone is accepted, valued, and free to contribute completely, to guarantee that different viewpoints are acknowledged, heard, and taken into consideration. Deliberate effort are needed. The article by Souza 2024 presents an implementable model, the Souza DEIB model, aimed at improving diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging in workforce hiring and retention. Using research and theory, the author developed the Souza DEIB model, a 5-phase framework designed to diagnose and improve DEIB practice within organizations. The model emphasizes fairness and equal opportunity, using qualitative research to identify real-world gaps in organization culture. There are 5 stages that included in DEIB model. First and foremost, diagnose and DEIB mapping within the organization. Second, development of talent training program. Third, bridging current versus desired DEIB state. Fourth, behavioral change testing post-training. Lastly, evaluation with qualitative or quantitative metric for continuous improvement. In order for organizations to make real success in DEIB, the article recommends a few of best practice. It first highlights the value of diagnosed auditing, which is an open within the company analysis of current workplace dynamic, rule, and level of inclusion. Inequality can only be clearly identified by organization through data collecting and mapping. The following phase entail specially designed training and development initiatives adapted to the unique needs of the company, with the goal of raising awareness and giving managers the skills they need to lead inclusively. Another extremely important practice is bridging the gap between the present and ideal DEIB level through focus tactic and stakeholder involvement in order to determine whether training and development initiatives have improved employee attitude phase of the model advised firm to test for behavioral change. Last but not least, the model emphasized evaluation utilizing both qualitative and quantitative metrics to evaluate the impact and decide whether corrective or follow-up measures are required. Consistent, thoughtful, and empathetic execution is emphasized throughout. For critique, for the drawback of the widely Souza DEIB model is it reliant on diagnosis auditing, which is a good place to start, but assume that organization can easily and accurately uncover internal bias and cultural gaps. In practice, however, leadership resistance or employee hesitation can prevent honest feedback, making this step more difficult than it appears. The modern linear design may oversimplify the complex and often unreliable nature of the organization chain. In reality, DEIB efforts are not always sequential. They require ongoing reflection and flexibility as challenge and insight emerge. Additionally, even while customized training programs are beneficial, they are rarely enough on their own. Research has repeatedly demonstrated that training frequently fail to produce long-term behavioral change in the lack of change to organization system, regulation, and incentive. Similarly, there are no particular tool or framework to specify what the ideal states should look like in the model phase devotes to bridging the current and desired DEIB state. Ambiguity and uneven execution may result from this. There are additional difficulties in the first stage, which is testing for behavioral change. It can be very difficult to measure change in employee attitude and action, particularly in varied and complex organizations. Last, the model does not adequately stress the necessity of leadership responsibility of the integration of DEIB goal into larger performance system, even while it properly calls for continuous evaluation and active listening. A framework that is continuous or cycle should be taken into consideration in order to improve the efficiency of the widely Souza DEIB model. As they develop and overcome new difficulties, this enables organizations to go back and improve on prior stage. Organizations should use focus group, confidential questionnaire, and possibly outside consultant during the diagnosis auditing phase to foster truthful, open communication and decrease bias. Internal auditing might overlook more profound systematic problems, but this tool can help uncover them. Improvement to the structure including updating promotion pathway, introducing inclusive recruiting procedures, and incorporating accountability into leadership performance review should assist DEIB program during the training and development phase. By utilizing non-DEIB maturity model or benchmarking data from comparable businesses, it is possible to increase the effectiveness of bridging the gap between the current and ideal DEIB state. These resources offer a path forward and assist in defining success in a more measurable manner. When it comes to behavioral testing, it's critical to integrate objective indicators like employee retention, engagement score, and representation in leadership position with subjective assessment like peer or self-evaluation. Finally, the organization, operation, and culture must incorporate DEIB concept for long-term sustainability. Along with training, this also entails meaningful employee involvement at all levels, not just in human resource or DEIB, specific role, mentoring, and modeling leadership. Lastly, the model greater relevant and influence across all sectors and location will be ensured by modifying it for various organizational and cultural situations. The author suggests that in order to bring about long-term change, organizations must first stop being token-minded and start making actual contribution to DEIB. This means moving away from performative declaration and toward practical tactics based on fairness, empathy, and respect. Organizations should establish safe environment where workers, especially those from underrepresented groups, feel appreciated and heard. Providing minority personnel with growth opportunity, coaching, and mentorship will help them feel more included. Next, engaging workers and leadership at all levels is not just only for HR or DEIB officers. Long-term sustainability is ensured by integrating DEIB into the very substance of the company culture. In order to make easier analysis on unconscious prejudice and unfair practice, organizations should also promote self-awareness and active listening. To sum up, the widely Souza DEIB model provides an effective and systematic way to promote inclusive equity, diversity, and a sense of belonging at work. The model can be improved in a few areas, especially in tackling organization complexity, ensuring accurate diagnosis, and maintaining long-term behavioral change. Even though it's 5 phase route to provide a solid foundation, organizations may enhance their DEIB procedure and foster more inclusive workplace where all employees feel appreciated, heard, and empowered to contribute by implementing more adaptable, data-driven, and culturally relevant strategy. I think that's all from my presentation. Thank you.